The coming of the spies. In the days when the children of Israel encamped beyond the Jordan, awaiting the promise of the land of Canaan, Joshua, son of Nun, servant of Moses, rose early and called 2 young men. And he whispered unto them, saying, Go, view the land, even Jericho. And the men departed in silence, crossing over Jordan by night, for the Lord had given them courage, and their feet bore them swiftly like deer upon the hills. The spies came into the city of Jericho as strangers beneath the veil of night. Their garments were simple, and their speech was measured, for they sought not to draw the eyes of the watchers on the wall. The Spirit of the Lord was upon them, and he led them to the house of Rahab, whose abode was built into the very wall of the city. There they sought lodging and concealment. Rahab, a woman of reputation among her people, beheld these men with discernment. Though her trade was of the earth, her heart was inclined toward heaven, and the Lord stirred her soul. She perceived in them a purpose greater than her own understanding, and though fear gripped her city, faith whispered to her soul. Word spread unto the king of Jericho, saying, Behold, there came men hither this night of the children of Israel to search out the land. And the king sent messengers to Rahab, commanding, Bring forth the men that are come to thee. But Rahab, wise and swift, had hidden them beneath stalks of flax laid in order upon a rooftop. She spoke unto the king's men with craft and courage, saying, Indeed, men came unto me, but I knew not whence they were. And it came to pass at the shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whither they went I know not. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them. So the king's men departed in haste, and the gates were shut behind them. A covenant upon the roof. When the city lay silent beneath a mantle of night, Rahab ascended unto the roof where the spies lay hidden. The moonlight touched her face, and her voice was steady, though her heart beat like the wings of sparrow. She drew near to them, and spoke as one bearing a secret from heaven. I know, she said, that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us. The hearts of all men do melt because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the waters of the Red Sea before you, and what ye did unto the kings of the Amorites. Your God is God in heaven above, and in earth beneath. Then she bowed herself low and pleaded, saying, Now therefore, I pray you, swear unto me by the Lord, since I have showed you kindness, that ye will also show kindness unto my father's house, and that ye will deliver our lives from death my father, and my mother, and my brethren, and my sisters, and all that they have. The men answered her solemnly, saying, Our life for yours, if ye utter not this our business. And it shall be, when the Lord hath given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee. So they made a covenant together, and Rahab's heart was stirred with a strange peace that passeth understanding. Then Rahab let them down by a cord through the window of her house upon the wall. The night wind stirred her garments as she whispered, Get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you. Hide yourselves 3 days, and afterward go your way. And so the men disappeared into the night, and the city knew them not. The scarlet cord. Rahab, woman of Jericho, stood long at the window after the spies had vanished. In her hand she held the scarlet cord, the token of her salvation. The stars bore witness above her, and her soul pondered the weight of the vow she had made with the men of Israel. As the days passed, the city stirred with unrest. Rumors came like wild winds of a people approaching, of a mighty God who went before them. Yet Rahab clung to the scarlet cord, and her faith grew in the secret place. She gathered her family into her house and told them not to stray, for deliverance would come. Stay here, she said, beneath the sign of the covenant. The God of Israel is mighty, and he shall not forget mercy to the house that trusts in him. And her family, though afraid, obeyed her words, for they saw in her eyes a light not of this world. When the priests of Israel blew the ram's horn and compassed the city for 7 days, Jericho trembled. On the 7th day, at the sound of the long blast, The walls fell with a great noise, every stone, save the place where Rahab's house stood, for the Lord remembered her faith. The two spies returned with the hosts of Israel and entered the city. Amidst the ruin, they sought the sign of the scarlet thread, and there they found Rahab and all her household. They brought them out and placed them without the camp of Israel, for the Lord had appointed her a place among his people. And so it was that Rahab, the daughter of Jericho, was led forth from the ruins by the hands of the very spies she had saved. Her steps faltered not, though behind her lay all she had known, and before her stood a people strange and holy. Yet she feared not, for her heart was knit to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The congregation of Israel looked upon her with wonder, for the name of Rahab had been spoken in the tents. She was the harlot who had hid the spies, the Gentile woman whose house stood firm while the walls of Jericho fell like dry leaves before the wind. The elders inquired of her, and she told her tale with truth upon her lips and humility in her heart. And Joshua, servant of the Lord, commanded that she and all her household should dwell safely in the camp of Israel. No longer a stranger, no more an outcast, Rahab passed from death unto life, from darkness unto light. The God of Israel had adopted her, and she was grafted into the vine of promise. Days turned to years, and the memory of Jericho faded like smoke upon the hills, but Rahab remained. Among the people she found favor, and in time she took to herself a husband, Salmon of the tribe of Judah, a noble man who saw not her past but the work of God in her soul. And unto them was born a son, and they called his name Boaz. Thus did the Lord lift up the lowly, and seat her among the righteous. From her lineage sprang kings and prophets, even David the shepherd king, and in the fullness of time, the Christ, the Son of the living God. For the harlot of Jericho believed, and it was counted to her for righteousness, and her name endures in the book of life.